How do two creatures armored with 30,000 needle-sharp quills ever manage to mate without tearing each other apart? These barbed spears can wound leopards, even bring down lions once they pierce flesh. They're almost impossible to pull out. Yet humans have somehow transformed this walking fortress into a multi-million-dollar farming industry. The secret? A bizarre biological trick revealed only during breeding season. But before we get there, you need to see why raising porcupines means designing enclosures more like maximum security prisons than simple animal pens. The FART 2. The Fortran Crossover. Porcupines are escape artists with excavator-level digging power. In the wild, they dig 10-meter burrow systems through roots, soil, and soft rock. Traditional pens are useless. They'll tunnel out within 24 hours. That's why successful farms look like fortresses. Concrete floors with steel mesh buried underneath, not on top to block digging. Walls 80 centimeters plus high, because they climb surprisingly well. Proper drainage since they're obsessively clean, but no gaps their claws can exploit. Here's the twist. Porcupines are extremely stress-sensitive. Bright lights? They stop eating. Loud noises? Panic responses? Too much activity? They won't breed. So these fortified pens must also be quiet, dimly lit, away from traffic. Temperature control is equally crucial, maintaining 22 to 30 degrees Celsius without expensive HVAC systems. Farmers use natural ventilation, strategic roof angles, and shade cloth to regulate heat. The enclosures also need designated hiding spots, dark corners or artificial burrows, where porcupines can retreat during daylight hours, mimicking their natural cave-dwelling behavior. Each 2 to 3 square meter enclosure costs more than standard livestock housing, but the payoff justifies it. They eat agricultural waste, vegetable scraps, sweet potato vines, cassava, leftover rice. Minimal disease compared to pigs or chickens. Zero climate control needed for 22 to 30 degrees Celsius zones. The real money? Breeding pairs sell for $80 to $160. Meat fetches premium prices in Chinese restaurants and traditional medicine markets. But none of that matters if you can't survive the most dangerous moment, breeding season. The mating miracle. Here's nature's elegant solution. When a female enters estrus, she gains voluntary control over her quills. Specialized muscles at each base let her flatten them completely, creating a safe zone along her back. The courtship process is precise. The male approaches cautiously, making soft vocalizations. He taps her back with his front paws, testing behavior, checking if she's receptive. If ready, she flattens her quills and shifts her tail aside. Mating takes seconds, but requires hours of careful courtship. Experienced farmers learn to read these behavioral cues. They know that successful breeding depends on pair compatibility. Some males and females simply don't get along. Smart operations keep detailed records tracking which pairs breed successfully and which need to be separated. They also monitor the female's estrus cycle, which occurs every 25 to 35 days during breeding season, timing introductions for maximum success rates. Critical point for farmers: this cannot be rushed. Stressed porcupines won't breed. Period. That's why those quiet, dim enclosures matter. Pregnancy lasts 100 to 110 days, unusually long, for rodents producing highly developed babies with soft quills, motor skills, and open eyes. Each litter contains up to 3 porcupets, but mothers can only nurse 2 effectively. 3 means aggressive competition. The weakest gets pushed aside and dies. Smart farmers intervene immediately. Keep the healthiest 2 with mom. Transfer extras to females who birth just 1. This cross-fostering maximizes survival. Breeding pairs stay productive for 6 to 7 years, making them incredibly valuable long-term assets. Once born, you enter the most critical 60 days where everything succeeds or collapses. Part 4. Birth to market. The first 2 months determine survival, growth rates, meat quality, breeding potential, everything. Newborns depend entirely on mother's milk for immunity. Farmers monitor without interfering, watching for rejection, sibling competition, or inadequate milk. Enclosures stay spotless because porcupines have zero immune resistance beyond mother's milk. Dirty environment means bacterial infections that kill within days. During this delicate phase, farmers also track weight gain meticulously. Healthy porcupines should gain 20 to 30 grams daily in the first month. Any that fall behind receive supplemental nutrition or are moved to more attentive mothers. Some progressive farms even use infrared cameras for 24/7 monitoring without disturbing the animals with constant human presence. Week 8. Teeth harden, interest in solid food begins. This is weaning time. Farmers introduce soft vegetables, transitioning away from milk. Once weaned, they move to grow-out enclosures. Here's the economic beauty. Absurdly cheap diet. Vegetable scraps, grass, leaves, sweet potatoes, cassava, pumpkin, corn, stale bread, basically agricultural waste, fed once daily at night, matching nocturnal patterns, reduces labor while keeping biological clocks aligned. Growth phase targets lean muscle without excess fat. Takes 8 to 10 months to reach 7 to 12 kilograms market weight. Critical difference between success and failure. Obsessive cleanliness. Porcupines are sensitive to filth. Dirty enclosures trigger digestive chaos, skin fungus, parasites. Daily pressure washing floors, removing waste, even bathing animals periodically to reduce bacteria and regulate temperature, all mandatory. After 10 months of management, it's harvest time, but the quills remain dangerous. Part 5. Harvest and plate. Catching a full-grown porcupine requires specialized cages, metal or heavy-duty plastic with one open end. Place cage in enclosure, guide porcupine into corner, it walks in with no escape route. Close door, weigh, transport, no direct touching. The capture timing matters too. Farmers typically harvest early morning when porcupines are less active after their nocturnal feeding period. This reduces stress and prevents injuries from panicked animals thrashing against cage walls. Transport vehicles use cushioned crates with proper ventilation to maintain welfare standards during the journey to processing facilities. Processing resembles poultry. Remove all quills carefully, clean thoroughly, then critical step fire searing. This eliminates gammy odor, firms meat structure, sterilizes surface. Without this, the meat has off-putting smell limiting market appeal. After flame treatment, section into cuts like rabbit or chicken. The taste? Ivory white, surprisingly lean, subtle sweetness like chicken or rabbit, but unique chewy texture that firms beautifully when grilled. Skin becomes crispy and aromatic when roasted. From defensive armor to profitable operation, success comes from specialized enclosures, understanding quill flattening, breeding, obsessive cleanliness, and low-cost feeding. Once daily feeding, Vietnam's 70% market dominance? Comment below. Next up, pangolin myths versus porcupine facts.